Welcome to the She Wins podcast. I'm your host, Heather Sumlin, and these are my aha moments from my interview with Dr. Veit-Hetletved. Okay, so I wrote down several things. The first thing, this is from the podcast itself. The first thing that I wrote down is transitions and moves define us. And she was talking about moving from a small school to a little bit of a larger school when she was actually a student and how much that changed her. And I think that oftentimes we're going to be moving in life at some point in time, whether it's when we get married, whether it's going off to college, whether it's, whatever those transitions are in your life, and those do define you. And so what are you going to do that makes that experience the best that it can possibly be? The next thing that she said, she was talking about her daughter who was an archer, competitive archer. And the reason that she came and trained with my father, Lanny Basham, with mental management systems and became a certified coach had a lot to do with archery and with her daughter's experience. And at the time, she said that what was out of her control was not out of her mind. And so we want to make sure if it is out of your control, it should honestly be out of your mind. It shouldn't be something that you're focused on, dwelling on, worrying about, taking up, residence in your brain. You need to let go of the things that you cannot control. So I thought that was really powerful. She also said failure is necessary for excellence. Yes. How often do we fear failure? We don't want to disappoint other people. We don't want to fail in our attempts and the things that we're pursuing. But at the end of the day, failure is necessary for excellence. We learn when we fail. We learn more when we lose, and we do it when we win. So we might as well not fear the loss because that's where the lessons are. So good. For the Solutions for Women Patreon channel, we did an episode. It was a long episode too. It's really, really good. And one of the things that she said was whenever she has like negative interactions or things that are going on, she says every now and again, you need to renovate your head because that's where you live. Your thoughts become actions and you become what you think. And she says you need to renovate your head because that's where you live. And I've never thought about it like that. I often thought about, you don't want to have somebody, sleeping on the couch in your head when they're not paying rent. So, but I never thought about the fact that you need to upgrade the couch, like renovate the space. I love that idea. The last thing that I took away from our Patreon episode, and there's so many things. Like she's a wealth of knowledge. She's been in education for over 30 years. She's been married for 30 years. She just has a lot of powerful things to say. But the other thing that came to mind is she said there's power in silence, and that's your biggest gift. So sometimes the best thing you can do for someone is not respond. Oh, so good. Oftentimes we want to have the last word. And she says sometimes there's just power in silence. With that, y'all have a blessed rest of your day. Like this episode if you do. Share it with a friend. If you're not a Patreon member, please join the Patreon membership. You will not want to miss that episode on the Solutions for Women level.